Right, hi guys, and welcome back to the Lola Mastercard My Team Career Mode, or whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, we're just having a flick through the emails, messages, and the R&D more importantly, as we go forward into our home Grand Prix at Silverstone, of course. And we're just having a look, seeing what we can do. We've got quite a lot of resource points, but sadly no areas really that we can develop except for the powertrain area. So we're going to develop something in here. We're going to go for that one. We're going to go for the combustion chamber. Sexy. So yeah, we developed that. Hopefully that'll be ready in time for this weekend, if not next time out. And yeah, it's home Grand Prix, so we're looking forward to it. We've got all the parts pending, so we're going to have some fresh bits going into qualifying. And yeah, we're going to jump into qualifying now, which is looking wet. There you go, we're on inters. We've already set one quali lap, but it's good enough for P12. But the track is drying up, but sadly I've left it 2 flying laps now, so the track is getting better. As you can see, we're up on the second sector and going to be up on the third sector by the looks of things. But unfortunately, the track is still drying. I've not got time to get back to the pits, come out again and set another flying lap. So sadly, this is the best we can do as the track gets better. We go P9 for now, but I'm expecting to tumble down the order. And oh, tumble down we have done indeed. And we are in... Oh, we're behind us new teammate Nyck De Vries, and we're 21st. Wow, we got that wrong, didn't we? So yeah, big error by us. We could have been better there. 3/10 off our new teammate. But yeah, unfortunate, but not to worry. And of course, as always, it's time to hand you over now to the incapable hands of Mr. David Croft.
Great Britain then, one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship. And the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. The 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zones. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Vettel, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Sainz, and Sergio Perez. Norris, Stroll, Esteban Ocon, and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Russell, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. De Vries, the scientist, Latifi, and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
So as you saw there, we will be starting in 20th place after a penalty for Raikkonen. The 5 lights go out. Now it's another long hold, and we've got our teammate Nyck De Vries. It's not often we see the Lola Mastercard from outside. And wow, Nicholas Latifi had a massively good start there. He's through into P18 already from the back of the grid. And we're up into P19 now, ahead of his teammate, ahead of Raikkonen, and we're diving up the inside of everyone. That's Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Romeo. We're going to go up the inside of him, but no, round the outside, and Giovinazzi's attacking Ocon there in the Renault. We've gone forward quite a bit, and now we're going through, and oh no, that's gone wrong. That's gone horribly wrong there. Unfortunately, Giovinazzi backed off at the throttle a bit there, trying to let Ocon go through, and we've gone through now, but we've got masses of understeer with that orange front wing damage. We're still attacking Giovinazzi, of course, we're still fighting for every position, but unfortunately we are going to need a front wing on lap 1. We've gone for the medium compound tyre as well, which ruins his race a little bit as well, because we're going to have to go onto the hard tyre now to make it till the end. So yeah, that's put pay to our strategy. We're hoping to go for a long run and then a short run at the end and pick places off. It's the first time I've gone for the alternate strategy, and it hasn't paid off on lap 1 here at Silverstone. We're still holding P14, but masses of understeer. The top pack there, as you can see, P13 onwards, have already away and gone 2 seconds up the road, and that gap's only going to increase. So the best chance of any points today is going to be to pit, but it's still going to be an incredibly difficult race from here, I do believe. P14, we're going to tumble all the way down to last, and that's not what we want. It looks like we've got a car following us in. It is Antonio Giovinazzi, so he's picked up damage with Ocon and with us battling, so sadly not worked out for two of us, and we were charging his way forward through the pack, the pair of us there, so unfortunate, but that's racing. We're going to put a new wing on, we're going to put hard tyres on, so we're going to be on the back foot there. We're going to lose a lot of time here. The cars ahead are going to be like 30 seconds plus, and we're going to really have to knuckle down now on slower tyres to try and catch that gap back up. We've got Nyck De Vries there, of course, in 20th. His first race, we're going to be seeing how he gets on. Fingers crossed he does well. It's difficult to judge at this moment in time, obviously with the changing conditions in qualifying that I got caught out on. Maybe Nick did too. And in the race, of course, he's currently P20 on the soft compound tyre. And yeah, is challenging Grosjean at the moment. But out we come, a fresh set of hard tyres. We've got the overtake button enabled as well. We're just literally going to whack it into Rich Mix. And we're going to go and see how fast we can go and see how many places we can gain as we are on lap 2 now with a very, very compromised race strategy from here on. And we are on lap 3 now. We've just seen a flash of the yellow flags there, and then back into greens, and then back into yellows again. And it's Antonio Giovinazzi behind us. His Alfa Romeo has cried enough, and he has brought out the full safety car. Thank you, Antonio Giovinazzi. It's such a shame to see him out of the race, but he has brought this race back to life for us. We're on the hard compound tyre. People are going to stop ahead of us, of course, but we're going to be on the back of the pack and able to charge through. The safety car is coming in this lap, of course. We've got Esteban Ocon ahead. We're still in 21st position, as you can see, but we are on the back of the pack now. Ocon, Sainz, all the cars ahead. The two Mercedes, of course, have all pitted 4 tyres, so they are on fresh medium tyres. They're all on softs. They've all pitted during the safety car and gone onto fresh medium tyres. So it's going to be a challenge to get ahead of those, but I believe there's about half the pack that haven't pitted. So if they pit next lap or the lap after, we're going to be on for potentially around 12th. So we're going to keep us fingers and toes crossed that there's a lot more than that coming, and we might just scrape into the points here, ladies and gentlemen. It could be an awesome recovery, but as you can see, Ocon and the cars ahead are too fast on those fresh medium tyres compared to us in our little Lola Mastercard. And yeah, we're struggling to keep up at the moment, but we'll just keep next to them, we'll just keep near them, and so long as we keep us nose tidy and don't do any silly mistakes and outbreak ourselves and get damage, then we should be okay to potentially get close to the points, if not in them. So we end lap 7 there in 21st position, and as we come towards the final sector of lap 7, there are 4 cars in. One of them is our teammate, so he's on a compromised race strategy, going to lose a heap of time there. There's also Raikkonen in, Russell in, and Pierre Gasly in, so we're ahead of all those cars, and we go into P16 now. And again, as you can see, we're just measuring and monitoring the gap between the cars ahead, although it looks like there's a little bit of battling going on there, so the pack is tightening up and closing up just that little bit. But yeah, otherwise we're not doing too bad. We're still on the back of Esteban Ocon. DRS not enabled as of yet, obviously because we've had that safety car period, but once it is enabled, we will be getting it, and hopefully just monitoring the gaps from there. But as you can see, one long line going through the complex here into Luffield. And yeah, we're mounting an attack on Ocon now by the looks of things, as he's just getting held by Sainz ahead. And it's just one big crocodile, really. It's one big Truly train, if Truly were still in the championship, of course. And we're not doing too bad in P16. We're just monitoring gaps, like I said. We're not doing anything silly just yet, just monitoring the gaps and keeping our pace up. But as you can see, to keep up with the Ocon and Sainz train, etc. ahead, we have got to be in rich mix, and we have got to keep using that overtake button. So as we run a little bit wide there, that's going to compromise us all the way down the straight. But of course, you know, we're going to have to use all this, and then when we get towards the end of the race, we're just going to be defending, I think. I really do think we're going to be defending at the end. But we shall have to wait and see as we see more cars coming in, do we? Yes, it's just the one. I believe that is another Williams, so that is going to be Nick Latifi, and indeed it is. Latifi comes into the pits now, so his race is another car that's been heavily compromised by not pitting under that safety car period, unfortunately for him. And as we exit lap 9 and start lap 10, we've got more cars in the pits, and here we are, P11 now. I told you we'd be close to the points, and I think that's everyone that has pitted. and we are P11. So it's a good job we kept up with Ocon and didn't let him get away from us, because now that means Ocon is P10 and we have a chance of points. As you can see, we're in the DRS zone with him. We're still in that rich mix, using as much as possible. We've got the overtake button enabled. We've done everything possible now to mount an attack on Esteban Ocon. But one more kart does come in of Alex Albon in that Red Bull. So we are now P10, so we can take it easy if we want. But of course, we're not going to do that at our home Grand Prix. We are going to be trying to go forward even more if possible. Ocon has been within our grasp for quite some time now, and we are looking to make that overtake if possible. Once again, we've got rich mix, we've got overtake, and we've got the DRS. But look at that, we've used pretty much all of our overtake up yet. So we need to be harvesting some of that shortly. And as you can see on lap 11, about to start lap 12 now, towards the end of the race, the latter stages, the final 2 laps of this Grand Prix. We've used every bit of overtake, the rich mix. I think Jeff will be telling us to go back down to mix 2 shortly, and we're going to lunge it up the inside of Ocon. There's a slight bit of contact there, a bit of wheel banging, but a lovely, lovely move. Gracious in defeat was Ocon, and eventually opened up the corner and let us through. We still get DRS, of course, because we were behind Ocon in the sector zone, or still less than a second behind Sainz, so either way we would have gotten it anyway. And yeah, the overtake button is well and truly used, so we're going to have to harvest that now. But we are P9, and will we potentially mount an attack on site at the last lap? Well, it's looking close, but it's going to be dicey. It is going to be close, but going to be dicey, so we're going to have to wait and see now what happens as we enter the final stages of the race and enter that final lap. But for now, we're going through cops. We seem to be losing some time through the high speed sections, but we just need to keep on the back of him, get in DRS, and that's going to be our best chance. And as we come to the latter half of the race, we didn't get past Sainz, although do we completely send it up the inside there. We used Sainz as a brake there. Looking back on it, a little bit naughty. We've got a damaged front wing once again. But there we go, we're crossing the line in P8. It was, yeah, I'm going to say firm but fair, but I think had that been in real life, we'd have been losing that position and possibly facing a penalty for that. We get driver of the day. Well, we did start in 20th, after qualifying 21st and finishing the race in 8th place, so that's understandable. And here is Benito Binotto to congratulate all his Ferrari team on his hard efforts. And yeah, Vettel won, so he won't be loving life too much, but he's still got to celebrate a Ferrari win, hasn't he? Come on, co-masters, get this game sorted out and get Ferrari down the mid-grid, because we're not going to be seeing a win from them this year in real life, are we? Come on, lads. The Ferrari lads are happy with that, of course. Another win for them. So it's Vettel, followed by Bottas, followed by Hamilton, the 2 Mercedes, second and third. He lifts the trophy high, and you know what it's time for now. It's time for the champagne! Hey! No. So there you go. As you can see, we do keep that 8th place. So gaining 12 positions on our starting position, and Charles Leclerc gets the fastest lap, but sadly is outside the point, so he doesn't score any this weekend. Nyck De Vries down in 20th, finishing ahead of George Russell, but behind Nicholas Latifi. A difficult race to judge for Nyck De Vries, his first time in the car, of course. But overall, a solid job. He out-qualified us, so that's fair game in that sense. And of course, yeah, the race, he didn't pit under the safety car. That was a strategic error. We need to look back and analyse that. But yeah, I'm hopeful for Nyck De Vries to be stronger in the coming races, of course. And yeah, early stages, but a solid race. At least he got all the laps under his belt. And there we are in P8, of course. So we're very, very happy with that. Bit of an interview time now, once again. And what's she up to? What are you going to ask me, you dirty dog? Yeah, we gained loads of positions during the race. The team is fantastic. That's all I'm going to say. The team is numero uno. Team are ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. Everyone loves it. I mean, the team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. It doesn't matter. I could be like a Lance Stroll. I've bought this team. I own this team. I could be really, really bad. But it wouldn't matter because I can't sack myself. So there you go. And of course we're here now in the section to advance the race, and we're just going to fill in the gaps now. We're going to put some bits and pieces in. Should we do an aero building dinner? I think we'll have to, won't we? Keep the lads happy. What's this one? Power department focus? Absolutely. Bit of dinner there, look, you see. I always treat them to a bit of slap up tea. Chicken Kiev's, vol-au-vents, cheesecake. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. And we're looking at sponsor events now. Should we do a filming event? I don't want to spend a lot of money on those. I think they're pointless. I'm not going to esports. I wouldn't turn up to esports myself, even if I were a finalist. I think it's shite. So there you go. We're going to advance time now, and we're going to have a look at the R&D tree. We've got loads of points, but sadly for us, there is insufficient resource points in certain areas, or we've maxed out our developments in other areas. So we'll get there, and we'll just have to wait and see and advance the time and get some parts developed, and then we'll have to spend the resource points. But, you know, coming thick and fast with the resource points now, so hopefully that's all good. As you can see, we're still closing in on Haas, gapped Williams by quite a bit now. So, yeah, fingers crossed for some updates soon. We're getting all the bits and pieces done there. They enjoyed their dinner. You could see that. Loving life. And we're up to about 3 million quid in the bank already, so good stuff there. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, the next round is Hungary, and I'll see you all next Friday for that one. Thanks a lot, and much love!